But yes, you can, all that metadata there, inside the metadata tags, you can actually put all that information to be more explicit. Oh, by the way, on CodePlex, if you download the SQL examples, if any Oracle people, Oracle, we're not Oracle fans? Oracle fans? Oracle? None. All right, never mind. There's some samples in there how to interact with Oracle as well from your CLR code and deal with like their table value functions and create table value functions for SQL Server as well. Well, I'll show you where that is in CodePlex. All right. Now I have all that there. So let's say I spent a whole bunch of time getting that ready. Okay. So now I'm going to deploy this. So from dev, it's pretty simple because you just go up here to build and you can click deploy solution. Okay. It'll send it out for you. Also, while it's doing things for you, it creates a little test SQL, which I don't like to use here. I think it's silly, but it puts in like all the signatures for you so you go and use it. Okay, I don't like this. I copy this and go over to SQL Server Management Studio to test it over there because I feel free over there. Okay, so when I deploy this, which I already did, you'll see that first of all, most importantly, the assemblies folder, which has been sitting there in SQL Server looking at you and never being used, right, now has a value inside. So this is my SQL Server CLR DLL, or my assembly. Inside of it, if I deploy it this way, all my code files go up there as well. Okay, if you deploy it this way, your code files go up there. They get attached as, not dependency things, but metadata, extra metadata. Okay, and then here it says all these are the items that came along with this DLL. Okay, there's all my methods that I created for store procedures and functions, and here's the two data types that I created, and there's aggregates in here, right there, those two aggregates in there, they're all in there. Then, if you deploy it this way, they also get put into the correct folder. So I've got my functions there, okay, and here you can see the difference between like the add strings, the aggregate function. Okay, so the little icon on the end is different. Okay, and then the other two are up there as well. And then I have my two data types are here under types. Okay, under store procedures, I got something under there as well. It's just closed. Okay, those are those guys. Now, you would do this in test or in dev, so you could deploy this way. But like again, your DBA is not going to want you to do that, right? They don't want Visual Studio in there. So let's flip over to SQL Server for just a second because we're running out of time. Okay, and I had that same script that I just showed you 2 seconds ago that Visual Studio created for me. I added some extra stuff inside of there. Okay, and I have this database called sample databases where everything ended up at. So here under programmability, you see all my stuff is listed all under here. Okay, and my assembly. So having that there, let me just take a look at what it actually does. So here's my assembly, and you guys know that you can do this. You right click on something, script, create to. Okay, new editor. Okay, forget all the bottom code, and let's just talk about that very first line right here. Well, not the use, but this one right here. Okay, create assembly. Okay, that's your syntax, whatever the name, whatever you want to call it here. So I can say create assembly Bob and still point to my DLL. Are you with me? And internally, inside of SQL Server, it'll be called Bob. Okay, second, I need to put authorization. Who's authorizing it? Who's it act at? So DBO, you guys probably know what that is already. From, now, when you hand the DBA the DLL, so you say, okay, here's the DLL, you put it on your thumb drive, or you get it from a network drive or something like that. And here's your DLL. He puts it somewhere and he has a path to it, so he says from and puts the path in there. Okay, but look what's there now, the binary information for it. You with me? So once he runs that code, it's going to go read that DLL completely into SQL Server. That's necessary, isn't it? Because we don't want to have something based on a DLL and that SQL Server is getting ready to run, but the DLL gets moved somewhere. That'd be bad, right? Okay, so we read all the binary information in here. It takes a couple seconds to do. And then we have this with permission set. You hold on to your questions there. I'll show you that. That's the last thing I'll show. All right, so the rest of it is alter assembly. This is how they add in all the files that came along with it. So your DBA is not going to do the rest of that. Okay, he's not interested in all your C# files, your .cs files. He doesn't care about that kind of stuff. Okay, he's just going to do that top line. So he does that first. Now he's got an assembly inside of SQL Server. Then he goes to the individual item. So let's say he goes to store procedures here, and he wants to create a store procedure that the users can call. You with me? Okay, so they want to call store procedure 1. Internally, what it's going to do is go call your DLL. Here's the code. Here's the way that code looks like. Boom. New window. Okay. Create procedure. Hey, anyone ever done that before? Okay, it's the same thing, right? And then with execute as caller, that's just something that's standard SQL Server. It has nothing to do with the CLR stuff, right? And then and then external name. You've seen it in the SQL books online, but you've never maybe haven't took a look at what it does. External name. And then look what that is. That is the name of my assembly, Okay, whatever I called it here. So if in SQL Server I called it Bob, it's going to be Bob right there. You know what I mean? It's just a coincidence that it's the same name as my DLL. Okay, then doc, that's the class name. JProx, that's the class that I had that had all the functions in it. Okay, and then there's my function name.
So are you saying for every installed CLR, there is a corresponding store procedure to call?
That's right. For everything I did in my CLR, they're going to have to go and create a store procedure, or create the syntax here for a user-defined function, or create the syntax for, and this is why I was saying earlier, as they create it, they know it returns a table, they're going to put it in here, they create it as a table value function. But all they're really going to do is just say external. All the syntax will be just like this, as external name. That's it. Cool? That's simple enough for them to do. You with me? Okay, but the problem, hold your question for 1 second. Okay, the problem comes in with how safe is it? How can I convince them that it's going to be safe? Are you with me? Okay, before I jump there, let me run these so you can see if they work. Okay, and then I'm run out of time. All right, so here, no, not there, no, where'd it go? There it is. No, that's not it.
I'm just presuming.
Code can't code. I knew I needed something cool. Okay, here is my. Let me go to the top. No, okay. I'm creating a table now called points, okay? Because I have this new data type that I've created called point. Are you with me? Okay, and so the two columns, it has an ID column and it has a point column, okay? And then I do an insert statement that inserts a point. Now look over here. So I take this in bar chart and I put 3, 4, I convert that to a point, and then I plug it into the database. I insert it, right? Let's just take a look at how this works. Execute. And connect. All right, my bad.
Master database.
My bad. Good catch. There we go.
Would be a presentation or something.
Okay. All right, so there you go. Okay? In my select statement, what I asked for, let me get rid of that blue there. In my select statement, what I asked for to get back was the ID, the point dot string. Nice. Okay, point dot x and point dot y, and in my result, I've got the actual string, so the whole point, then I've got the x value and the y value all separated. Dude, that's awesome. I'm telling you. All right, so let me get another one. Hold on, because you weren't impressed by that. We got to go further. Okay. Okay. Here's a string.format. Okay. Everybody know what we're doing there? We say welcome. We have the curly braces here with the 0 in it. String.format, right? Okay. I've got have a great day. Over there, I'm plugging in first name plus last name from the AdventureWorks database. Okay. Sweet stuff. Will it work? Will it work? Hold cross your fingers, man. Boom. Okay, I get one column that says, welcome, whoever your name is, have a great day. All right, let me get down to some of the OS version, that's cool stuff. Reorder count, that's all cool stuff. I'll make this code available for you. But here's the add strings. Hold the question. Here's the add strings. Okay? That's my aggregate. It took every row that was in there and then put commas for it. So everything that's in the products that starts with A, there's adjustable raise, comma, all-purpose blank, comma, yada yada. Okay? Pretty neat. Aggregate it all together. And here is the one that I really like. I'll show it to you. It's down here. You don't need to see the count vowels, right? Okay. Okay, here's my regular expression. Okay, I got the regex check. I pass in a string and I pass in the regular expression. Check it out. Okay, I run that one time. Boom. Returns 1 because that's valid. So here, I went to the AdventureWorks database and created two email addresses that were not valid. Okay, and I'm doing a where clause that says where the email address doesn't pass the regex check. Okay, and I'll run it. Comes up with two users. Those are the two I changed. This one's name is justinb.net. This one's jojo.com. Those are not valid email addresses. They didn't pass the test. That is outstanding. You can use that as a check constraint on the table. Awesome stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Before they open the door on me one more time. Here we go. We'll skip down to the bottom. Yeah, I just want to show you one thing here. This is about the safe and not safe. Okay. All right. In the create assembly statement, I had 3 options down the bottom. The default is to mark it as safe. Okay. If your administrator includes your assembly and marks it as safe, only internal computation and local data access will be allowed. That's the most secure level, and that's the default. They won't be able to do anything outside of SQL Server. You with me? If you mark it as external access is the same as above, but then it adds the ability to access external system resources like files, networks, environment variables, and the registers. Don't know if you want to go there. Okay, and I'm not even going to explain the last one because it says unsafe. Just don't go there, okay? That gives them like unlimited access. They can do whatever they want. You know, so they do have some control here over what it's going to be able to do. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now they can prevent it if you give them access to like your financial records, or their query goes out and runs some data that returns a bunch of financial data and puts it in a hidden table somewhere. You know, okay, yes, but who's going to do that in your company, right? Especially people. They like it. All right, people. I really appreciate you being here. I will list all the code and the slides up on my blog, and probably on the code camp blog as well. Cool.
Great.
Where? Weather blog?
Okay.
Blog?
Which one? It's getreadymed.net/IT.